All right, we are back in the kitchen, but this time we are springing forward. Today, we are spotlighting women-owned businesses. Joining me here today is India Mario. She is the owner and operator of Gardenista Jax, a local business dedicated to sustainable gardening. India, I love when you come on because you teach me something every time.
That is my role as a former teacher. I'm delighted to be back. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so we're talking about mosquitoes today.
Yes, so it's the state bird of Florida. Don't know if you know that, right? So mosquitoes drive us crazy. So let's talk about making a container garden that you could do no matter where you live, and you can have it outside in your sitting areas, right? So we're gonna call this Bye Bye Mosquito, Hello Pollinator.
I love that. And this is easy to make,
It is so easy. So the trick is to repel mosquitoes, you wanna look for stinky plants. So one of the best pretty stinky plants is actually geraniums. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you were to pet the leaves and smell, it's kind of smelly. The mosquitoes know that, and that is why they don't like it. Same thing goes for marigolds. Marigolds come in orange and yellow and a mix of the two. Same thing. If you get close or you smell, you notice it stinks. Salvia is another Florida name. It does. I think it's smelly. And then the mosquitoes must know too. Salvia is also a stinky one. So those are three plants that I would say put in your landscaping to make sure that you repel those mosquitoes wherever it is you're sitting a lot.
And you will notice a difference because, I mean, of course we're in Florida and we know that mosquitoes are everywhere, but to just have less is better.
Absolutely. Right? I agree. Like whatever we can do to reduce it. And then one of the secrets I say is to actually pet the leaves and then rub it on whatever exposed surface you have too. I think it makes a difference. Now, is it going to keep them away like completely? No, but that's okay. We'll reduce the number just like you said. And then the Hello Pollinator piece, so hopefully you're writing down the list of the plants, is pentas. Pentas are known as being a wonderful butterfly attractor. And then we've got this one called celosia. I don't know. It's kind of like the target. I'm making up how you say it. It might be celosia. I'm not sure. But that's okay. It has this beautiful red kind of spiky soft flower. The pollinators, hummingbirds, dragonflies go crazy for it. And then I think we've hit them. Oh, and then the one that's the spiller. Because when we're making our container gardens, we want to do thriller, spillers, and fillers. So this is a spiller. It's called bacopa. All those tiny white flowers will bring all the boys to the yard. I mean the butterflies.
I love having India on. All right, so tell me how we can make our own potted plant. We have something here for us,
Yes,
right?
so I just brought for you what the mix could be of the soil that you could use to make your own potted plant. So these are just some soil ideas. If you need more drainage for your plants, I've noticed that that's one of the biggest killers of plants is we don't use the right type of soil. If you feel like it's holding on to too much moisture, add a little bit of cocoa chips, or you could use orchid bark that you get at the Home Depot, or you could use perlite. You'll find that in the orchid section as well of Home Depot.
So this doesn't harm your plant at all?
No, in fact it helps. It's basically like some sort of a lava rock of some sort, and it's lightweight, so it's better than using rocks because it's lightweight. But I would add that to whatever potting soil you use to help with drainage. Now, you know, you kind of sometimes you need to have just the regular old potting soil and not use the additions, but again, paying attention to where we put our plants and how much water they're getting or not getting, this is a good way to amend the soil.
Now, you also do events too as well. You come to people's houses, you can come to someone's yard, you can see our yard outside and tell us what it needs.
Yes, so Gardenista Jax designs, installs, and maintains local landscapes around town. I love specializing in planters, but I also do the landscaping piece. So this is an example of the kind of things I would recommend or suggest that you put in your yard. But the other fun element is, as a former teacher, I run private and public workshops. So this is kind of a mix of two classes that I've done. I just recently partnered with a local business called Wick and Twisted in Jax Beach, and I did a Bye Bye Mosquito planter. Coming up in April, I'm going to be doing a pollinator favorites planter at Earthworks. So just an example of the reason to communicate and get out there as a small business and work together.
What's the biggest mistake people tend to make? Everyone always says the same thing, India. They're like, I'll kill the plant.
Isn't that the truth?
I don't have a green thumb.
Absolutely. So I would tell you, try it. You have to get used to making mistakes. It's a wonderful metaphor for life to just not be afraid of failure and go ahead and try it anyway. So it's okay if you killed the plant. Keep trying. Learn what you did wrong and try again.
And you told me, oftentimes you think you killed the plant, but you really didn't.
It's so true. They have some life still in them. So just have a little patience. And you never know. Maybe it'll make a reappearance, or if not, you throw it away and buy a new one and pretend it never happened.
That's right. All right. Stinky plants is the message today to keep the mosquitoes mosquitoes away. I love having you on. If anyone's interested in finding you, how can they go about finding you?
GardenistaJax.com is where you can schedule consultations for me to come out and help you design your landscape or planters. And we also have a list of all of our private and public classes available there as well. GardenistaJax.com.
She sounds like a teacher, right?
Right?
It never stops. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
you. And I have to say, everything in my house, all my plants are from Gardenista Jax. I have to say it. And I think I have 2 from Home Depot.
And I'm so glad you do.
I still have them alive. I do.
I support all plants from all places.
She knows what I can handle. Thank you so much.
Thank
all right,
you.
We'll be right back with more on Good Morning Jacksonville. All women, all week, all month, I should say.